Hello everybody, Solmus here, and I am back with another episode. Today I'm going to be talking about how Disney is killing Star Wars, and they're doing it slowly, by doing it slowly, no one's really noticing it, and Disney isn't even noticing it as well. So I'm going to get into why and how, and well, not really why, because they're not trying to do it, but they're just doing it. Alright, so I'll go into Disney's mistake about how they're doing it, and all that kind of crap. So, let's get right into it. Right away, when Disney bought Lucasfilms, within a month, they canceled Star Wars The Clone Wars. Now, this was a huge upset to me because that was my favorite TV show ever. And Disney decided to replace Star Wars The Clone Wars with a new TV show called Star Wars Rebels. And that TV show is not living up to replace Star Wars The Clone Wars. Rebels is not even close. It's like, no, like they are so far behind, like it's just sad that it's like more of a kids TV show. Clone Wars was much more mature and had people dying and all that kind of stuff, but Rebels, I don't think one Rebel even died for the past 2 or 3 seasons. But season 3 is somewhat getting a little tiny bit better, but still they're not living up to their expectation. They're supposed to with like Clone Wars, let's say they were as mature with Clone Wars as they are with Rebels. I think like one person from the main team, Hera, Kanan, Ezra, Sabine, Zeb, or Chopper, one of them would have died already if this were Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Like that's what Star Wars: The Clone Wars would do. They would make you feel for the characters and then kill them off. It would be sad. Yes, we would all be sad, but then we'll be like, oh, good. Like Star Wars: The Clone Wars isn't just like gonna be like, uh. Star Wars Rebels isn't just gonna be like, no, we must save these people. They must stay alive for like ever, and then we'll like see them later somehow in episodes 8 and 9. No, well, no, they're not gonna show them in 8 and 9, but still, they're not gonna kill off the characters unlike Star Wars Clone Wars. But let me just skip Rebels and Star Wars Clone Wars. Although I am a huge Clone Wars fan. Now Lucasfilms, they they saw that they did a bad job with the prequels, and they're like, to make people actually like the prequels now, let's make a TV show about Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and then it'll start to gather up hype for the Clone Wars and make people realize how awesome the Clone Wars was. And they did a fantastic job on that. Everyone loved the Clone Wars, and they just did a great job, and the views were like amazing. And now everyone is rewatching the Clone Wars. Everyone's talking about the Clone Wars on different videos, like why the Clone Wars was canceled. Is Clone Wars better than Rebels? All that kind of stuff. Now, not only about the Clone Wars are they killing it, but they're also doing nothing with the prequels. Disney's doing absolutely crap with the prequels. Sure, there's a couple of comics, but there's no mention about the prequels ever. Even their video games, Star Wars Battlefront. Nope, nothing with the prequels. Then there's Star Wars Force Arena that came out recently on iPhone and Android. Nope, nothing about the prequels. I'm not sure if Disney has a big say about whether or not which thing they want. I would think that they have a big say about what they want in their games, or if it's EA's decision about what to put in the game, but still, they not doing anything about the prequels. Now, just moving along, see, Disney, they're afraid to do anything with the prequels because they think that it'll backfire and they'll lose money. Because Disney, if you don't know, they are very greedy. They're just, no, they just want anything that makes them money. And as I was saying, Disney is afraid to do anything with the prequels. That's not necessarily true. They just aren't going to do anything with the prequels because they think that they're not going to get any money in doing that or whatever. So, yeah, everyone loves the prequels now. Like, I know when the movies came out, everyone hated the prequels then, but now, like, still people don't like the prequels, the movies. But I'm a huge fan of the prequels, as in the movies. I actually enjoyed that. But yeah, it's just like everyone loves the Clone Wars, and now they replace it with Rebels, and like no one really likes the Rebels. It turned more into a kids show. Now Star Wars, the Clone Wars aired at like 9:30 to 10 o'clock on Friday or Saturday nights. Now Rebels, I think they air at like 7:30 to 8 o'clock, like around a kid's bedtime or something like that. But now I'm gonna go back to Disney's video games. So Disney video games, they're only focusing around the trilogy and episodes 7, 8, and 9, although 8 and 9 haven't come out yet. But they're still gonna focus like their attention around those. They're not doing anything with the prequels. Like all their video games are just basing it around, as you probably have heard that they canceled the Darth Maul video game, which sucks because I was actually looking forward to that, and just Disney has killed Star Wars. When canceling Star Wars The Clone Wars, they also basically canceled Star Wars The Clone Wars Adventures. That video game, or that like went around, that like basically revolved around the Clone Wars. They like Star Wars Adventures, what they basically did was that you could be a Jedi clone or whatever and basically fight the Separatist, and like there's it wasn't just one MMO game. It had a million games attached to it that you could be able to play and collect cool clone armor, Jedi armor, and whenever they would introduce like new Mandalorian armor or new Jedi armor or new clone armor during Star Wars The Clone Wars, they would immediately put that kind of stuff in Star Wars Clone Wars Adventures. Now, yeah, so how is Disney killing Star Wars? They're not showing anything with the prequels. Will this maybe work out for Disney? Yeah, but you're going to get a lot of people angry. They're not doing anything with their video games to even do anything with the prequels. Battlefront 2 hasn't been announced if it's going to be in a Clone Wars era. Everyone wants it to be during the Clone Wars era. But I think that it's going to come out about episode 8, 7, 8, and 9. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's about the Clone Wars. But if you please check out this video about, like, it's in a clip here that says 5 things we need EA Stars Battlefront 2 to have or be. Like, so that's the end of this, guys. If you liked this episode, leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. See you later, guys.